Where's Shubha gone? Shubha is not there. Is Shubha there? Shubha, are you there?
Shubha seems to be there.
I can't see her. No, can I hear her? Okay. She was, I think she left. Yeah, she's there. She's there. She's there. Shubha. Yeah, Shubha. Yeah, how are you?
Shubha seems to be there.
Okay. You're not unmuted. I can't hear you. Are you unmuted?
No, she has not unmuted. She must unmute first.
Sushil sir, we are live now. You can, if you want to start the session, you can start.
Okay. Okay, so good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome you to today's session on TEDx is a different ball game. Now, before I start, I just want to tell you a couple of things. One is that please do not have your mics live. Keep them muted, because if there's any sound in your house, in your surrounding, that also gets picked up. We are leaving the option with you. When you want to speak, you can unmute the mic. But before that, please raise your hand. When you raise your hand, there's a button there. You raise your hand, I get to know. And when I take your name, do it so that more than one person is not talking at the same time. Right. We will also get you all on a WhatsApp platform later, so that we can continue to engage with each of you for taking this further. I assume that you are here only because you want to be a good speaker, and at some stage of your life you want to be on the TEDx platform, which as of today is certainly the world's most reputed and best platform. So before doing anything else, without any further ado, let me take you on to a presentation and we'll go through that. And in between, we'll keep it interactive. I'll ask you questions, and I do look forward to hearing you answer those questions as we go along. So you're going to see my screen right now and the presentation coming up there. Just 1 second. Okay, can you all see my screen? Just raise hands if you can. Okay, great. So firstly, let me just tell you, why am I doing this webinar? Now, I have personally been a speaker from the time I remember I was in school. And the first time I went onto the stage to speak was when I was in class 7. And in class 9, I had represented my school in an all India declamation contest. I've been speaking through that in NDA, in the army. We had lots and lots of opportunities. We were speaking all the time. whether in Hindi to our Jawans, whether in English to our officers. And then for the last 15 years, I've been doing corporate training and speaking in the corporate world. Very recently, I got onto keynote speaking. I had not known till last year that there was an industry by itself called public speaking, called professional speaking or keynote speaking. I didn't know that this industry was for you to be able to express your ideas and give value to the society or value to your target audience through speaking. Now, this was a very interesting thing for me. But the most interesting thing I discovered was that you get paid very well when you become a keynote speaker. And then I came to this TEDx talk, which I had been wanting to speak on. And I watch at least 4 or 5 TEDx videos every single day. And I'll recommend that you do it too if you are looking forward to becoming a professional speaker and a TEDx speaker. One, it gives you a very good opportunity to get new ideas. You'll also see how other people are speaking, and therefore it'll be a great value add to your speaking career and speaking efficiency. Now, with all my experience of speaking for the last 50 to 60 years, what came to me as a big surprise was when I went for TEDx. Number one, let me tell you, I got invited by a college to be a TEDx speaker. And when they asked me to put down an idea, they wanted a PowerPoint presentation, and I don't like presentations. Then they asked me, there was a format which was tough, and I had to write down everything. In the end of it, they wrote me a very polite rejection mail to say that, sorry, sir, we can't take you because your idea is not suiting our audience. The first lesson I learned was that you have to have a brilliant idea. And though my idea, I think, was brilliant, and I finally spoke on the same idea on TEDx 1 year later, it was not that the idea wasn't good, but I was not being able to convey it to the college students in the way I should have. So my first point to you is that when you think of TEDx, look at an idea, because TEDx is all about spreading ideas. Okay, and therefore, let's have absolute focus on that. Right. Let's go further. Just a minute. Yeah. Now, the next thing I want to say very clearly to all of you is, I do not represent TED in any way. I am only sharing my experiences with you, and take it for whatever they may be worth. So I am not an authority on it, and whatever I say, you have to evaluate it for how it applies to you in your life. A little history of TED. So in 1984, it started as a TED Talk which was designed only for subjects of technology, entertainment, and design. But now it covers a large variety of topics, whether it is science, business, global issues. In fact, every subject under the sun is covered, and it is being done in 110 languages. While TED is the main organization, it also gives licenses to independent organizations, and they are independently run TEDx events, which are then called TEDx. And when you become a TEDx speaker, you must only say, I'm a TEDx speaker, and it'll be wrong for anyone to say TED speaker. So as I said, remember, it's all about ideas worth spreading. So first thing is, look for an idea that you really think is worth spreading. Okay. So why should we do TEDx? So one is, I want to know from you, what is your aim? So one by one, I want to know from volunteers here, why do you want to be a TEDx speaker, right? So let's have you raise your hands if you want to speak on this. Yeah, anyone? Let's start one by one. I want. Yeah, Renita, come. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you're
see, you told.
unmuted now. You can speak. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I did not know about it until the time you told me what it is, right? So, um, and I didn't even know that there's so much I can do as a speaker. I had no idea. So after you told me, I think I was looking for an opportunity where I do have a lot of things that I want to share, not just as ideas, but also as emotions. Like a lot of things I have in my head that I feel should be conveyed to people, especially a particular generation. And also, along with that, not just do it. So I have done a lot of work for free till now. But I am looking for a platform where I can share stuff, but at the same time, it helps me in my finances. So I really that's what I thought that this could, as explained by you, this is one of the platforms which helps in both ways. I mean, you
Yeah.
you share ideas, you share stuff, and at the same time you don't do it for free.
Very good. So 2, 3 things I want to say here.
Yeah.
One is that TEDx doesn't pay you, but TEDx
Mhm.
becomes a very good platform for you on visibility. So as we go further, I'll tell you what all it means. But basically, because your speech, your video gets uploaded on YouTube, and that becomes a very good platform for people to know that you are a good speaker, and that will get you speaking engagements, what we call speaking gigs. So therefore, take TEDx for that and not for earning money. Second
Okay.
thing is, I don't know what you have in your head. I'm not too sure what ideas you have in your head. But in that short meeting that I had with you and whatever I've understood of you, you have a lot of ideas in your heart. And I want those ideas to come out. You are a super multi-talented girl. And I'm amazed how God put so many talents into one human being. But what I realized was that when you were doing so many other things, speaking was something just coming to you so naturally, and that is one of your talents which you are absolutely denying and not using it. So I'll be very happy if you get down to it professionally, and I'll be very happy to see that you really come up on that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Srijit, what do you have to say about that? Srijit? Yeah, now you're unmuted. Yeah, Srijit, tell me.
So basically, I want to become a TEDx speaker because first thing is that I want to be known. Second thing is that
Can you come a little closer to the mic? I can't hear you well.
okay, now you can hear me.
Little better, but still not as good.
Okay, now
Yeah, okay.
so basically, I want to become a TEDx speaker. First thing is that I want to be known. I want
You want to be known, okay?
that is first reason. Second reason is that I want to explain the realities of life to the world. That is one of the reasons. It's not the entire reason, but I want to convey the message of several truths about life to the world.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I just see that Dr. Ram has joined in. Welcome, Dr. Ram. Very happy to see you here. And I'm going to unmute you. Yeah. Just see if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, got it.
So let's hear your reasons of why you want to be a TEDx speaker.
Good evening, all of you. To move on the public speaking kind of opportunity or the strength to be a speaker, I need a brand. I have to provide some kind of profile values. If it is built up through the TEDx platform, I'm looking for some opportunity whether I can transform my career as a public speaker, use the TEDx platform as a supporting source for me and connect with the network in the global sector. Maybe I can call myself as a public speaking personality affiliated to the TEDx like that.
Very good. Okay. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think there's anyone else. Is there anyone else left out who's not been able to speak? No, I guess all of you have. Okay. Now, when you go back home or before you go to bed, I want you to write on a piece of paper, and if you write a diary or if you write your goals, please write when do you want to become a TEDx speaker, by when will you do that, and what will you achieve by becoming a speaker. Because you must have clarity on the purpose of what you are doing, whatever you want to do. So therefore, let it not become one of the many tasks that you are doing. Let it not get drowned in the routine stuff that you do every day. Because if you want to really do something on this, I believe you have to be serious about it, and you have to work on it regularly. Because I know one thing: to be a TEDx speaker and then to become a professional speaker and achieve something out of it, there is a lot of hard work. So you have to tell yourself that you are prepared for that hard work. It is not a very easy game. Yeah, I think Rendra wants to say something. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, when you were mentioning about writing at night, your voice just went away. I couldn't hear anything of that bit.
Okay, so I'll repeat that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I said is that today, before you go to bed, if you write a diary or you write goals, please write down why you want to become a TEDx speaker or you want to become a speaker, and then your goals. What do you want to achieve by the next, let's say, 1 year? We won't go beyond that, but at least think of let's make a 5 years goal as a long-term goal and 1 year goal as a short-term goal. And on that 1 year goal, please focus on what do you want to achieve. Whether you say, I would have done at least 10 speeches before I get onto professional speaking. Nobody can start getting into paid thing immediately, because you have to do a couple of free ones to showcase your worth, to showcase your capability, and also get experience. Okay. And when you go to a speaking bureau or whatever, and you want to get paid, they ask you these questions. How many times have you already spoken? So I will tell you something towards the end of documentation, that whenever you speak, you have to document certain details, because they are wanted by people in the end, right? So this is what you need to do today, because you have to tell yourself, you have to be convincing yourself that you will work on it, you will work hard and do something to be able to achieve those results. I want you to very clearly understand that notwithstanding what your capability is and how good you may be a born speaker, but when it comes to professional speaking, there are certain challenges which we'll talk about, and it requires a lot of hard work and rehearsals, without which you cannot achieve that success that you like to. Some people have to do more, some people have to do less, but everyone has to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about the science and art of speaking. Science and art of public speaking. What do I mean by this? What I mean is that public speaking is both a science and an art. So why it is, while it is a science and art, repetition is boring. So what happens is you have to learn the art of going over a speech many times, rehearsals and even otherwise. You have to keep repeating. You have to keep repeating. And therefore, if you do it in the same tone, you do it in the same way, it starts getting very boring. So you have to add flavors to it. Now, I've done the same webinar earlier, but today I think what I'm speaking is a little different from what I was speaking that day. So you have to keep doing that. The next is when it comes to science. Now, when I'm saying science is, in TEDx, there are certain rules. There are certain norms. So you have to go to this website and gives you in details of what you can do and what you can't do. For example, it tells you certain things that you have to speak within 18 minutes. Now, that is a non-negotiable factor. It tells you that you have to be standing on a red carpet, and that red carpet is about 10 feet diameter. So you can't be moving out of that carpet. Now, these are certain things which brings us to the science, which means you have to you can rehearse, you can sort of perfect it, and therefore combine your art, which is your flair, which is your idea, which is your style, and along with that, get into the science of it so that you can bring a good combination of the two. Now, when you're talking about the art, I'm also talking about developing your idea and be creative about it. And storytelling, and I prefer to call it story selling, because you're telling a story to sell your idea. So whether it is your little story to tell your child why he or she shouldn't have chocolate is also, if you're able to do that and the child accepts not to take a chocolate, it means you were a good person. You sold your story well. You sold your idea well. Okay. So this is important, that you combine the two things of science and art. Now, how is it different? Why are we talking about TEDx as a different ball game? So this is what I want you to understand. When I'm talking of TEDx, I'm not talking of only TEDx. What I mean is any such platform which is similar to this. Similar means particularly in terms of time. So if we are talking of something which is close to about 10 to 15 minutes is a TEDx format. Let me tell you a small story here. I was, as a member of the PSAI, Professional Speakers Association of India, and I would like you to all join this association. And as we have two of our friends from Singapore here, so for you, you have to join the APSS, which is Asia Professional Speakers Singapore. So you join these organizations, which both of them are highly, highly giving organizations. They have no competition. You'll find all experienced speakers helping you to become not only a good speaker, but also get good referrals from them. They will support you. They will bring you up on the stage. They will refer you to people and organizations who need speakers like you and your subjects. So that is one. I joined the PSCI and I went for the first convention, which they had, the national convention in January this year, 26-27. And on 25th night, I was told that one speaker from Malaysia hasn't turned up. Can you speak tomorrow? Now I'm told at about 10:30 at night that I have to speak tomorrow at 12 o'clock. I said to myself, I immediately said, yes, I wanted to take that opportunity. I don't want to leave opportunities in life. So I said yes. But a little later, I asked myself, have I done the right thing? There are going to be professional speakers in the audience. It is not a very casual college or corporate crowd. And if I don't perform well, I'm going to be taking my reputation at risk. Should I do it or not? But then I told myself, doesn't matter, I'll manage. And next day, I spoke. Because I was given a slot of 90 minutes, I think I can speak because there's time to make up for something, to understand your audience, and to keep changing as per the reactions of the audience. But when it comes to 18 minutes, it is not possible to do that. I could do a 90 minutes program without a single rehearsal, but for TEDx, I must have done at least 20 rehearsals, although it is said that you should do at least 1 hour per minute rehearsal. And according to what I understood from a book, I have a book on TEDx. I do a lot of study on TEDx. I should have done much more rehearsal than what I did. But then that has been a little weakness on my part, that I find rehearsals very boring. And I go by my confidence and just say, but in TEDx, that doesn't work. So when my TEDx talk comes on the YouTube and you see it, I am sure I did pretty well and I know that I'm going to get a lot of views and it is going to be popular. I'm very sure on that. But hearts of hearts, I know that I was at about 60 to 70%, and I'm going to soon get onto another TEDx talk and improve upon what I did, which should be every speaker's endeavor. Every time you have to see how could you do better than the last time. Right. The next thing I want to talk, how is it different? The duration is short. So I just explained to you, one of the main things is that you have a short duration in which you have to have one idea, which has to be packaged well, which has to be structured well, structured in a way that it starts with a curiosity, it builds up to a climax, and it tapers down to a lesson. We'll talk about it a little later. So, because you have to finish all this in 18 minutes, if you sidetrack or you get off the tangent, it is very difficult to get back there. And therefore, it is important that we keep this in mind, that the short duration, along with some of the other things like keeping to the red carpet, not being able to do too much of interaction with the audience, and a couple of other things, makes it a different game. The demand is that you have to have a powerful speech. You have to be absolutely energetic, and you have to convince the audience and keep them engrossed in just 18 minutes. So what happens in other long talks is that even if you're not able to engage them in the beginning and you realize that the audience is looking for something different, you have a little time to be able to mold yourself, to be able to adapt to the audience requirements. But here there's none. Another thing I will tell you, which is very, very, very challenging, is the audience. Now, please try and understand this. If you have a video recording and you want to do a video recording for a YouTube channel, there's a lot of editing allowed. You can give it to a professional editor where you have not done very well. He can put a picture there. You can do retakes. Here, it is a live, but there's no editing possible. So, your audience sitting in the hall is just about 100 people. And you have to keep them engaged. And you're talking to a live audience, unlike when you're doing a YouTube video, you're not talking to anyone, you're talking to a camera, which is still an inanimate object. Here you've got human beings sitting in front of you, you're listening to them. It is something like talking to a live camera. And then what you have to realize is that that is not your audience. Your audience is the globe. Your audience is not targeted to children or adults or Africans or Asians. It is the whole world is going to see it. So you have to have a dual role of talking to a live audience, which is about 100 people, to millions of people who are going to see it on the YouTube. And this combination of being able to keep your audience, live audience engaged, and also simultaneously engage the audience on YouTube, which will be a global audience, is a big challenge. Now, let's say, how do you prepare for TEDx? So the first step is idea. At least today, write down a few ideas that you have in your mind. Something that is not very commonly known. If it is known, it could be something of your life story, some idea that is going to be rewarding for the audience. Look at it like this. Ask yourself, what will happen after the people walk out of the hall or after they've seen the YouTube video? What will happen? Will they get a new idea of life? Will they stop doing something they're doing? If you have been able to impress upon people of how to get up in the morning and go for a run, will they tomorrow morning shed their laziness and go out for a walk or to the gym? Are they going to stop eating, overeating and eating unhealthy food? Are they going to start something new? Are they going to stop something they are doing? Are they going to be sold with an idea that what you told them was good for them and they'll apply it immediately? So your idea has to work on that. Once you got this idea right, now you start applying. How do you apply? I gave you the website address, www.ted.com. The complete form is there. You can go onto that form and get yourself registered. Give your application and start getting onto your application. At the same time, use influence and find out in your area, although nothing stops you from going anywhere. I mean, I can go from here to Singapore and give a TEDx talk. But according to your convenience, travel and all that, plan to see where would you like to do that. And if you have somebody whom you know, somebody who can help you get invited, so much the better. Right. So this is something that I want you to look at. Just 1 second. Give me a second. I think my laptop is turning out of battery. Okay, sorry for that. So once you get invited, now I just gave you a few things. Getting invited is not easy. You have to be able to project your idea well. So right now, before you get invited by somebody, look at that format which is given on that website. And if any one of you wants help, send that idea to me by email, and I will help you reformat it in a way that it gets selected. Now, once you got the idea right, start preparing. And when I say preparing, it's a research time. Do as much of research as possible. See if that same idea has been. So go to YouTube and search TEDx and that subject. So let's say if I'm speaking on health, so I said TEDx health. When I search on that, I will get lots of videos where people have spoken on the same subject. Listen to all of them and say, what new are you going to say? Is there anyone else who has already spoken on the same? There's a good chance of you being rejected if that idea has already been on the air. So do your research. Go to Google, do a lot of research, apply your mind, bring your creativity. And my personal suggestion is bring your story into it, because your story cannot be anyone else's story. So a story of your life, which either you have experienced yourself or you have seen somebody very close to you experience it. So sometimes that story may not be yours, but even if you have heard of it or you have had somebody else go through that experience, you can convert it to something that you did and add that and make it appear that it is your story. No, I'm not saying copy. I'm not saying that. I am saying that story, even if it is not exactly your own, should appear to be your own, And you can say that my brother went through this and I saw him suffer. And then explain everything. And then bring your part in it. So that means it looks like a story which is not your personal experience, but your experience not of experiencing it, but seeing the other person in pain or seeing the other person in excitement, and then bring about what did you learn from it, because it's ideas worth spreading, which means others should be able to get something out of it. So the next, once you've got your content ready, you got your framework and your application ready, now it is a time to start rehearsing. So do as many rehearsals as you can. How do you do that? First thing, what I was doing, and I'm just sharing, you may have your own way, it's not the only way to be done. I first wrote a speech. Now there are places on the Google where you are told the art of writing a speech. Write your speech. It is about 60 words, or say 120 words per minute. So if you have to speak for 18 minutes, please prepare a speech for 15 minutes. There will be pauses, there will be audience responses. So always prepare for a 15-minute talk so that it does finish in 18 minutes in all cases. Don't prepare an 18-minute talk, it'll overflow and you may get rejected for that. So therefore, if it is 15 minutes, 15 multiplied by 120 seconds is the time. That means 2 minutes into 15. 30, sorry. It is 100 words. 100 words will, or 120 words will give you 1 minute of speech. So that means 120 into 15 is the words that you should write to be able to fit into the 15-minute speech. Sorry if I got it confused. Let me say that again. 1 minute is generally covered by 100 to 120 words. So plan your written speech to be something close to 15 into 10 is 1500. So about 1500 to 1700 words would mean a 15-minute speech. Once you have written that and got it right, now I'm not saying mug up that speech, but I am saying mug up that speech. I know what it means to you. It has to be mugged up in a way that doesn't look like a parrot saying it. It has to come from your heart. It is your idea, but you have to say so many times that it looks like mug. Now you're not allowed to see notes, but you can take cue cards. So take about 4 to 5 to 6 small pieces of cards, could be this size, and then just write your word on that and you can carry them. So the first idea finishes and you think you may forget the second idea, and without any looking down on it, just take your one card behind the other, just have a quick look at it and start off so that your sequence doesn't get changed. Unless you can trust your memory. So I didn't go with any cue cards. If you can trust your memory, it's fine. Another way of making sure that you don't get lost or you don't get blank is you can have a PowerPoint. Even if you're not using a PowerPoint much, but at least you can see the headings. So you can see the second slide coming up and you'll know that this is the next one. So you'll not forget the content. So once you have done the reading of that speech couple of times, now you record it. I've been doing that. Take your mobile and do an audio recording of it. Once you've done the audio recording, please listen to your audio recording as many times as you can. Whether when I'm shaving in the morning, I can put it on the speaker, and while I'm shaving, I'm also listening to my speech. You're traveling somewhere, you can do it. You're sitting somewhere where you have to be present and you're not really interested in that particular event. You could be using your earphones and listening to your rehearsed speech. So this way you save a lot of time, but you listen to your own speech a couple of times. Then the next step is put your camera on a tripod, stand in front of it, and now speak it out. And watch your own video to see your body language And also when you listen, you will find that you may be using a word many times. Some people will keep saying okay, okay, okay after every sentence. So sometimes these things are not known to you, but when you hear it on a video and show this video to at least 4 or 5 good friends of yours. So send it across and say somebody who could be an authority on that subject, somebody who's a good friend who can tell you, who's a speaker, who can as an audience, from an audience point of view, tell you that this is what you can improve. Please do that. So write your speech, audio record it. First do a lot of rehearsals, audio record it, video record it, and keep listening to it till you become perfect. You must, as a professional speaker, have 4 or 5 speeches which are your base speeches, and you should have them ready all the time. Now, every time when you go to an audience, for example, I do a speech on leading in the VUCA world. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find at least 5 videos on the same subject. And if you have the patience to see all of them, you'll find all of them have different flavors. Once I did it for image consultants in Chennai. It is different because image consultants, I was wanting to tell them what they wanted to do. I did the same thing in Singapore with Dr. Ram, and he was the one who helped me organize that event. I was talking to entrepreneurs. So what was I doing? I was talking about VUCA world for business people, VUCA world for image consultants, VUCA world for students. So once I did the same thing in a women's conference. Now there were 100 women in the audience, and I was talking to them. So if you see that video, which is the leader in you, and how to navigate the VUCA world as a leader, you will find all my speeches on VUCA world have different flavors. So please do that. Now, if you're invited for a subject which is not within your 4 or 5 subjects, that you can also accept those and prepare for them. But every speaker must have 4 to 5 prepared speeches which are where you're an authority on the subject, which come from your heart. It is, you can see the passion, you can see it's coming from your heart, you really mean it. So that is important. So after you've done the rehearsal, the next step, can somebody guess what is the next step after the rehearsal? Anyone? Raise hands. If you know what is the next step after rehearsals. Yeah, come on, let me have it from you, Srijit. Srijit, what is the next step after rehearsals?
After rehearsal, appraisal.
Okay.
I mean to say, after rehearsal, you told that you have to share the video to the rest of the world.
Okay. Renita, what do you think? Renita, what do you think is after rehearsals? Just a minute, you're not unmuted as yet. Yeah.
Outside, so I missed what were you saying after rehearsals?
The question is, after rehearsals, what do you think is the next step?
After rehearsals,
Can I try again?
Yeah, say.
After rehearsal, I believe you have to visualize the image in your mind's eyes. In the rehearsal in your mind, the visualization. That is also very important, because if you don't visualize the scenario of the speech in your mind, when you actually stand on the stage, you will become very much nervous. So in order to transform that nervous energy into eloquence, you have to use the creative visualization. That is very important step for becoming an efficient, eloquent speaker. Visualization.
Okay. I just want one word answer. What is the next step? Dr. Ram, can you tell me what's the next step? I can't unmute you. What's happening? Yeah, now it is there. Yeah.
Yeah. So after rehearsal, we have to ready on board to handle the session.
Okay.
We have to be very confident.
I want very brief one-word answer.
Yeah.
Neha, are you there? Neha, are you there? Raise hands if you are there.
Question answer?
Neha. No, I'm asking Neha, is she there? I can't unmute. Yeah, Neha, are you there?
Yeah. To start with, it will not 10,000 guys won't float over the pages, right? So we have to build audience. Right?
Okay, we also got Sharmila come in.
It's okay to have more content.
Welcome, Sharmila. I didn't see you are there.
Let's just create content. Let's have some videos. Let's have some content there. And once we start, so in the beginning, like we need time to refine.
Thank you, sir.
Please mute your mics. Sharmila, I want Sharmila to tell me. Sharmila, are you there?
Yes, sir. Very much here.
Yeah, very good. But why don't I see your video?
Because then like, we'll also get hold on.
There are some people talking. Please put your mics off. I only want. Hello.
We can refine the whole content, the whole video making art or
Rijit, are you talking? Please, everyone mute. Everyone mute other than Sharmila.
So generally in the social.
Yeah, tell me, Sharmila.
We rehearse and rehearse and rehearse.
Who told you this?
I think, sir, my therapy has been this. For
Very
50 years, my speech therapy is talk to myself, record, rehearse, record, rehearse. I have been doing this for 50 years.
Yes, so what she said is just right, and that's what I want to tell you. After rehearse, rehearse, and rehearse. Okay.
So,
yeah.
I would like to really add one thing for Sharmila. I mean, in the group, it's just for her. So, just want to give you a background about Sharmila. I'm sure Sushil sir, you might be knowing, but she is having cerebral palsy since the age of 5 years, when she was 5, and 50 years she has lived with that problem, which is almost half of her body is paralyzed. And she couldn't get up from the hospital bed at the age of 5 years, and that's where since then till today she is one big inspiration for everybody, wherein we can actually talk about disability is not inability. And the way she supports Bringle, the way she manages the Vardhan as an NGO, she works a lot of stuff on the disability segment. Make sure that the Bringle platforms works more accessible and it is being used by the disabled people as well. So she puts a lot of efforts behind the scenes. Apart from that, she also teaches on in the Mumbai University even at this age, and I would say with that kind of disability as well. So just want to give that thing to her, a point about her, because if she can do it, having that kind of disability, I think for people like us who are very normal, don't think so that with experience like yours, any TEDx would be a big challenge.
Very good, absolutely great. So I really want to clap for Sharmila and say very good. Thank you very much. It's very nice to hear that. And I have had some personal friends who have had such serious disabilities and restrictions or whatever you call them. So I say they are specially abled people, but it is more about the heart and the head. When the mind and the heart says you have to do it, then, whether it's Arunima Sena, whether it is, I have a friend, very close friend here in Bombay called Girish Gogia. I don't know whether you heard of his story. Complete neck downwards paralyzed. And he's been doing such a great job. So it is more about understanding the ability than to understand, than to go and become a victim of the disability. So very good, Sharmila. Very nice to hear that, and congratulations for being what you are.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Anshab.
Thank you. Right.
It's always our pleasure.
Let's move ahead. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about 5 areas of focus. Some of these things I may have already said, but even at the cost of repetition, I think they are worth going through again. So the first thing I told you is that you have to have an idea. Now in TEDx particularly, because it is 18 minutes, don't have multiple ideas. Just have one idea. So it has to be a single idea, right? After you've got the idea, you have to package it well. Now it could be having sub ideas. So recently when I was in Singapore attending the Asia Professional Speakers Convention, there we had a lady called Mariana who spoke to us on TEDx. Of course, she's a very experienced TEDx speaker and she's got millions of views. And what she said was, package it like if you have heard the story of the Trojan horse, where all the Roman soldiers were put into a wooden horse and then they said that this is a gift for you. And when people took that inside and they slept at night, the soldiers got the entry into their kingdom. They opened the horse, came out, and then attacked the enemy. So if that is the thing, what do you remember? That Trojan horse was one unit, but it had many soldiers in it. Similarly, what she says is, when there's a single idea, package it in a way that smaller ideas can be a part of it, but it still remains a single idea, right? The next thing is now the structure. So once you've got the idea, you have to work a lot on its structure and keep asking yourself a couple of questions. Number one, start. The start has to be the first 30 seconds, actually lesser than that. In an 18 minutes thing, the first 5 seconds decide whether people are going to listen to you or not. So whether you use a prop, whether you use an idea which is different, whether you could do something physical, like I've seen in one of the TEDx talks, a person walks on the stage, stumbles and falls down. And then he talks about, am I going to keep lying down here or am I going to get up? And he talked about how when you fall in life, how do you rise again? Okay, so this was making it dramatic. You have to do something to bring the audience into attracting them to listen to you. So whether you use a prop, I've seen somebody who used a lemon. A lady got a lemon and she asked people, if I squeeze this lemon, what will come out of it? So obviously people said lemon juice. And then she said, how many of you in your life accept that if God gave me a lemon, I will enjoy a lemon juice? Whereas we want apple juice out of whatever we have got. And so that was the rest of her. But because she used a lemon and squeezed it in a glass and showed people, it gave a different attraction. I won't tell you what I did, but when you see my TEDx talk, you will find I also started in a manner which was very different from anyone else doing it. So that is the beginning. Once the beginning is done, now you have to build up curiosity. So the people are sitting at the edge of the seat saying, hey, then what happened? So whether it's your story or an idea, it has to now build up into a curiosity when fir kya hua? That thing should happen. And you reach to a climax. And then there has to be a surprise element. It is not a common story. Ek raja tha, ek rani thi. You're not following a format. There has to be a surprise factor. And from that surprise factor, and you come to the climax, then you taper down to the main message you want to give. And you have to end up with a very solid message. It could be, what I covered today, I want you to do 3 things. 1, this. 2, this. And 3, this. Thank you. It has to end up with a very clear message in whatever format you give it. If you give it in an innovative way, it will be good. So after the structure is clear as a content. Now content is that you got the structure, you got the idea. Now you start polishing it. And polishing it is with seeing whether there is any other content that could come in. And of course, it is prioritizing, because if you get a new aspect of that subject which you want to add, you may have to also start deleting something because you've got a fixed limit of the number of words in your written format and the number of minutes it will take. And then, of course, is the rehearsals. So these are the 5 steps to be preparing for a TEDx talk. Now, I have recently gone, just about 3 days back, I was in Delhi. On 25th of May, I spoke at the Bringle Talks. Now, Bringle Talks is absolutely similar. The only thing is, they don't have as many restrictions. Sorry, not Bringle Talks, it was MS Talks. MS Talks. And then we have Bringle Talks, which we'll also tell you in the end. So you can, there are various formats which are following close to TEDx in a way of time, but then the restrictions are not there. So you will find that Bringle Talks is something very good for beginners. So before you go for a TEDx talk, please take advantage and go on a Bringle Talk. Bringle Talk will help you in your structure, will help you with the content, but will give you an opportunity where you will be able to speak without so many restrictions. And therefore, when we say, like in the NDA, we used to have a novices boxing championship. So that is when you're a novice and you're a novice at speaking, Bringle Talks will give you a very good platform to rehearse. MS Talks and some other talks which are there will also give you platforms. But then like MS Talks will happen once a year and there'll be only 10 speakers. So that will be that you have to reach that stage to become a speaker there. But Bringle Talks, fortunately, has lots of scope and gives you lots of, you may not speak on a, you may or may not speak on a live stage, but you can record and get used to talking to a camera and do a big Bringle talk. So the timing, the red carpet and all may not be as much as it happens in a TEDx talk. I like to invite Anshav to say a little more about the Bringle Talks. Anshav, are you there?
Sorry, I was talking on mute.
Okay.
So Bringle Talks is actually a live platform for the mentors, for the coaches, and for anybody who would like to share their ideas. It is a sector agnostic platform where we provide people a kind of platform to reach out to the masses. It's a virtual platform. We use YouTube live streaming. So like this entire recording, entire session is getting live streamed on Bringle Academy's YouTube channel. Similar way, your talks will also get live streamed, and the followers on that can be watching the talks live. They can comment and communicate. There is another benefit out here is that people can communicate within the Zoom platform, and they can communicate and basically interact with them. You can improvise your talks over a period of time. We can also kind of do the editing and make it as a more formal Bringle Talks for you to look at it, so that you can actually rehearse it out again and make it the best TEDx Talks for yourself. So it's a kind of a more as a lively environment where you can take more and more feedbacks about the Bringle Talks, and that will will allow you to get prepared for the actual TEDx talk of yourself.
Thank you, Anshav. And let me also thank Anshav and Bringle Academy for giving us this opportunity and a platform to reach out to people. Let me tell you that this is one of the most effective and very professionally managed technology-based platform, which has Bringle Meets, blended meets, and many other formats, including coachings. So you can become a mentor here, you can be a mentee here. So it's a wonderful, wonderful state-of-art learning platform, which I like all of you to get more acquainted with, because it is something that helps everyone.
So just to add here, sir, when you have mentioned about the Bringle platform, we have formats like Bringle Talks, Bringle Blended Meetups. We have an engagement platform which we call as Top 100 Mentors Club, by which we reach out to 25 plus countries today. We are aiming to reach to 100,000 mentors in 100 plus countries. The idea here is to spread the knowledge across the globe, because there are so many good mentors and coaches which are available, which are there, in the global world, and they're doing very good work over there. So like you are doing so much great work here. Our thought process is to take that globally and let everybody be aware about that. Not only that, we will support not only digitally, there will be a lot of outreach services and support which will be provided on the platform. And then finally, it will be taking up for a lot of management or administrative activities by Bringle team. And they will be helping you out to focus on the main mentoring activities. So that's where the another platform parts which comes in from the outreach beneficiaries perspective.
Thank you. Thank you, Ansha. And we have Dr. Ram here, who is running a wonderful organization in Singapore. And I've already told him about Bringle Academy. So I would like you both to connect with each other. And I think, Dr. Ram, would you like to say something on how you think we can use Bringle platform to take it to Singapore as one of our international destinations?
Yeah, as Singapore people also wanted to go global, and they wanted to involve for public speaking as a professional transformation wherever they are. They are good in their profession or some kind of leadership or entrepreneurial aspects. They want to uplift the public speaking skills. Actually, we have one non-profit organization registered with Singapore Register of Societies, and we are looking for the areas where we can able to support the local people to engage their public speaking opportunity, tie up with overseas organization like Bringle or Toastmaster. We have more opportunity in the local clubs also. So we are very open, and we are welcome all these kind of proposals where we can able to work together, jointly helping the people who wanted to aspire for speaking or training or coaching or mentoring kind of aspects. We are very open to welcome any proposal related to this aspect. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's move ahead. So now I want to know, are you serious about it? And if you are, and if you need any hand holding, and you want to, one way is that yes, you can learn all these things on any platform or on YouTube, and then keep rehearsing. And the second one is take a coach, take a mentor who can help you. So if you are serious and you want some hand holding, then Bringle Academy and me will take you together to a group mentoring and coaching session on the Bringle Academy platform. So we were planning on 8 weekly sessions last time, but this has changed now. Let me take you to the next slide. We are going to do a 2-day session on mentoring and coaching you to become a TEDx speaker. So this will be a group mentoring program for 2 days. It will be 8 hours each, starting from 10 a.m. and finishing at 6 p.m. Tentative dates are 14-15 June. They are only tentative. We may have to postpone these dates, but we'll try and see if we can do it on 14-15 June. We are going to do it in Mumbai live for sure, but we will also be able to do it in some other cities should we get that response. And there'll be an online option. Let me finish. There's an online option in other cities. We have a plan in mind which we'll announce soon. Yeah, Anshab, you can continue.
Yeah, so I think I just wanted to add here that we can do it blended, wherein we can actually do, Dr. Ram, we can also do it in Singapore. So thus, if you can get audience out there in a single room in Singapore with our video conferencing facilities and support, we can directly connect them on the platform. They will be able to interact directly with Sushil sir during the session. They will be also doing all the activities which will be conducted on those days. So that is where our platform will help out to do it in multiple countries, not only just cities in India. And I think if you are interested and you're saying that it is, people are interested in such programs, we should plan out one international location for us and for yourself. And this would be a very good case study for other training programs and mentors.
Thank you. Okay. So the price for this program, for the 2 days program, is rupees 6999 for a online program, online option, and 9999 for a offline option. Similarly, it is 149 and 199 US dollars, and this is a program which will be run over 2 weeks. Now, just a minute, have I? Yeah. Now, when you take this program, there are some gifts for you. One is there's a sample ebook which you can of my next book that is coming out on $1 Million Second. It is likely to be released in another month's time. So you can get a free sample book. In addition to that, you can get a Bringle talk, which means people who are registering on this program will be given an opportunity to talk on Bringle. So you'll get that platform. And one more gift will be that all those who join this program will get one copy of my book called Design Your Life as a gift to the people who join this program. Just a minute, there is one slide.
One gift from Bringle Academy. We will also be giving them the detailed psychometric profile for them on their leadership style, on their management style, as well as we will be giving them a one Bringle Talks recording option with their teaser videos created out of that.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. So we have here come to an end. If there are any questions, we can answer them. Any questions? You can raise your hand if you want to ask a question. So I don't find anyone coming with a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Actually, Singapore is looking for the global opportunity to expand for many aspects. One of the thing is the public speaking professionals who are looking for the opportunity to engage in different countries or different communities. As you mentioned, they wanted to get some mutual benefit from each other's side. So it is also supporting their professional expansion in different dimensions. So how do we arrange these together through the Bringle Academy? If they are having this kind of same mindset or concern, then we can work together on this area, how to engage each other's strength and explore the possibilities of opportunities.
Yeah, so Dr. Ram, let us take that discussion offline.
Yeah.
And once we complete this session, we'll set up a discussion on that. Yeah. I'm also pretty keen on exploring that market. And in fact, we have, just for your information, we are bringing few of the mentors from Singapore to India. So we are taking their end-to-end management of digital and outreach solutions out here. So we are doing that from other countries too. So people are coming from Australia, Dubai, Kuwait, USA. So various places we are getting in. So because India is a big market for them, and everybody is looking towards India to expand. And of course, the area around Singapore is also a good area. So I think it would be, we can definitely discuss it out.
Yeah, when compared to China, India is potential because English-speaking people are very much available. Rather than to go to the country where the English-speaking personnels, we cannot get more. Like neighboring countries here also, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia, Myanmar, Bangladesh. So better we can look it with India, Pakistan, or Sri Lanka, or some other country where the English is also something very commonly available. That would be the good thing for us. We can engage different nationalities who can able to engage the session for the people to get the benefits.
Sure. So we are engaging currently in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Gulf areas, as I'm talking about. So as I spoke to you, that we are where the discussions are going on. We have reach out there. So well, based on the requirement, we can definitely discuss it offline and then take it up.
Okay, sure. We'll catch up.
I didn't know Aisha is joined in. Aisha, where are you? I can't see you. Can you have your video on, please? Aisha is from Bangladesh and settled down in Australia. She is a very good speaker. She's already a very, very known speaker and is the president of the Bangladesh Speakers Association. I had met her in Singapore during the APSS. Aisha, can you say something? You're unmuted.
Hi, Sushil and everyone. I'm just trying to get my video on.
Yeah,
hello
there
everyone.
it is. Nice to see you.
I just joined because it's late for me, like 10 p.m. Okay. But still I found that, okay, let's join and see what's going on in this group. And very good discussion on that listening.
Time, but next time we are going to do a series of these webinars. And
sure.
I'll like you to be there. So next time I'll give you a special invite earlier. And also we have kept this time actually keeping in mind the maximum countries will be able to fit in. So that is why it takes Australia on one end at night and on the east side. So we have found that this is the time where you're going to get the maximum international exposure.
Yeah, this is a nice time. Yeah.
Yeah. 4 o'clock Indian Standard Time. So that means
I agree
9 o'clock your time, which is still okay.
Yeah,
it is
that's fine.
Not 3 a.m. or something.
No, exactly. So I really appreciate the initiative and carry on, Sushila. I do appreciate that initiative you have been taken.
You know what? I don't know how long back did you join in, because I only noticed you now.
How long?
How long back did you join this session?
I was listening about the program offers. That's the point I joined.
Before that you did. So we were today talking about how TEDx is a different platform and how speakers in TEDx need to be treating the whole subject differently. So the title was TEDx is a different ball game. What I want you to really take from here is, like we have Dr. Ram from Singapore, and you have influence in 2 countries, Australia and Bangladesh. I would like you to see how we can do things with Bringle Academy. So you just heard Anshav, and Anshav is the boss of Bringle Academy. He's the one who's really taken a lot of put in a lot of effort and built up a very good technology platform with some beautiful concepts. So it is a concept of blended learning where multiple mentors, multiple mentees from across the world. So looking at about 100 countries and looking at 100,000 people to get benefit.
Yeah, to get in
So
there.
let Anshul tell you this directly. But we are looking at representations from other countries so that we can go more global and have various types of blended learning programs from Bringle Academy that put the world onto a common learning platform.
Exactly. So once the platform is there, then you can get the people, and it gets very easy to work together from different experts from different part of the countries. Yeah.
So then when we do the next webinar, I will tell you all. So when I tell you, Aisha, you could look at some people from Bangladesh, from Australia. Just put this in your social media groups. Similarly, Dr. Ram, you can announce it in Singapore. And I also now have a reasonably good list of people we met in Singapore. So we'll let's see how we can grow a little wider and really speaking, get our ideas of training, learning onto a global platform where like-minded people can help each other.
Sure. Yeah. Perfect.
Anshul, would you like to say something to Aisha?
So Aisha, first of all, thanks for joining in. And I think Sushil sir has mentioned about you to me. I think it's something that this kind of platform, we are only trying to leverage it for the mentors. Our whole initiative is to take the knowledge of mentors like you, Sushil sir, and the various mentors available across the globe to spread their knowledge wherever we can. And I always believe in the teamwork. So I always tell that team is nothing but together we can achieve more. So it's a team of mentors which we are working. And behind the scenes, Bringle Academy's team will continue working around it to make sure that your knowledge keeps reaching out to the people in the best possible manner. And that's where our motto is. Any particular aspect in terms of how do we support on this, we can definitely discuss it offline.
Of course. Perfect.
Chalo, great. So shall we end now? You have any questions, Aisha?
No, I'm so glad that you're putting the TEDx platform in a separate importance, because I did the TEDx talk last year at the end, but I found that it's totally different. It's not the way we generally speak on the stage in a conference or other events. So it's totally different. It has to come with a message. It has to be a contributional with the society and has to be somehow unique. So a lot of learning scope from the experts, and once we can offer it, it will be a good investment for the participants, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you then. Thank you everyone. And I think we'll now end the meeting. Kind of you to have spared your time and come in. Dr. Ram, are you wanting to say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good to connect with the international board of members to come together through the Bringle Academy, who are making the steps forward. So we are looking for more opportunity to engage each other and using their strength or contribution for the people who wanted to go as an international public speaking personality. We can create such kind of opportunity and leverage them to go as per their own interest or passion of speaking to the community for benefits to share among all other areas. That way we can able to find something the professionals who wanted to aspirate to transform their learning strategies to become like a public speaking personality. We can be able to connect all people together with our own expertise as well as connections and contributions. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.